Hello, everybody. This is a special 8 a.m. edition. It's Sunday morning. Marilyn's at the beach. I can't do the beach. She said maybe we'll go to breakfast when she gets back. Okay, that's good. She invited me to the beach. I can't go to the beach. Dr. Strasser says, you're done at the beach, son. You're getting these skin cancers. They're popping up. And if you go in that ultraviolet light, gonna have to turn you in for a well-done hot dog. Yeah. He removed a squamous cell carcinoma. And I was photographing an operation for him about 3 days later. And I kind of forgot about all that carcinoma stuff. I figured, well, he snipped it off. Hopefully he got it in the nick of time. And he looks over at me and says, apparently he called his office. He said, oh, by the way, Jimmy, we got that squamous cell and it did not metastasize. I said, oh, great. Oh, shit. I forgot about metastasizing. Where it spreads everywhere and you're freaking dead. Yeah, oh boy, sorry if I used a bad word. But it was painful. It wasn't painful. He removed it. And now he has to, let's see, does that work? Yeah, it was right in the middle of my, right where your bones kind of like separate and there's a little, you can push your finger in there. That's where it was. It was right there. And I had like 8 spots all over me. And I had them drawn out on a drawing. I looked up one of those police drawing things, where they have your chalk outlined on the floor if you got shot or something like that. And I had a blank one of those. I just printed it on the printer, and I just put the spots all over the body. So I'm looking at because I don't want to forget one, So I said, well, how about that one? He said, no. I said, well, how about that one? He said, no. I said, well, how about that one? He said, no, I'm not interested in that one. How about that one? I said, all right, I just got one more. How about this one? He said, no, I'm interested in that one. I said, oh, God. Oh, I'm sorry to hear that. What do you mean by that exactly? He said, yeah, that's, we got to get that one off right away. So we're going to snip that sucker off right away. And we'll send it in. Send it in like QT. I want results back right away. There's an extra charge for that. Well, your insurance company will pay it. They have to pay it, and we got to get the results back right away because every minute counts. Because it's a squamous cell. I know what they look like. I said, that little sucker right there, little red dot. He said, yeah. If we don't take that off, you don't see Thanksgiving, son. I said, wow. It was just like May. He said, oh yeah, you'll be gone by May. But we're going to get it off. I said, well, maybe we better look for some more of those. Yeah, he said, no, that's I don't see any more of those laying around, so let's get that snipped off right away and put it in a little jar. Specimen jar with your secret name on it. And we don't put the names on there anymore. We put a 7-digit number, and then we have stickers and another 7-digit number with your name on it. That goes on our file. So when the results come back, we look up that 7-digit number on your file. So in case someone gets the sample, they don't know who it is exactly. Oh, that makes sense. Okay. If you don't mind, producer, would you switch cameras on this? There we go. I like being on the right side of things as opposed to the wrong side of things. Yep. So I guess we know it's the 3rd of November, right? November 3. We're in the first week of November. And tomorrow, this is Sunday. Yellowstone is supposed to say when they start their next season. And they said, well, tune in next week. Well, they keep saying next week. What's that mean exactly? All right, let's see what's going on here. Battleground state polls. Let's do a reverse pinch on that. Wisconsin. Now, who did this? Trump 44, Harris 50. Oh, that doesn't look good. Trump 43, Harris 48 in Michigan. Arizona, Trump 49, Harris 44. Georgia, Trump 47, Harris 48. That would be a disappointment. Nevada, Trump 47, Harris 48. Pennsylvania, Trump 47, Harris 47. Well, this is a friggin' close one. And that was just a couple of days ago. And they don't have an MOE. This is likely voters, the 29th. The CNN polls are, I think I read somewhere you got to add 3.8 to Trump's, because of the biased. Oh, we're competing with let's turn her down a little bit. Yeah, that's the epidemic, royalty-free music, and I forgot to turn it down. This is a special edition. We normally don't come on at 8 o'clock. Well, it's 8:00 something. It's almost 8 o'clock. I did the best I could to turn everything on here. Yeah. Marilyn tricked me and says, come on down here and put my beach sticker on here so I can drive right through. They try you drive your car into beach parking in Boca Raton. It's $50. $50 just to park your car. Oh, God. One day, $50. But you can get a beach pass for like $80. You got to bring a copy of the water bill or this bill, that bill. I forget what Marilyn brought. She brought something. All right. I forgot that was a CNN poll. All right, here we go. This is the Fox Power Rankings. Fox News Power Rankings. It's anyone's game. And so you can see Lean's GOP is light red. Yellow is toss-up, and light blue is Lean's Democrat. All right, so let's come over here. So these two are still toss-ups, and the only one that's kind of changed is Michigan. They say is Lean's Democrat. Wisconsin, Pennsylvania, North Carolina, and Georgia are toss-ups. Yeah. Biden won Georgia last time. And I think Trump won North Carolina. Yep. So we got the person. So that's, this is Sunday. Ooh, we're running out of days here. Trump keeps going on their TV, showing his face. Yeah. Yeah. I voted. There you go. There's proof. Yeah, my vote counts. What do they say in Chicago? Vote early and often. Yeah, well, that's what they say in Georgia. Hopefully they got a bunch of, poll supervisors and so forth watching what's going on. Say it to their faces. This big mouth down here in the corner, Mark Cuban, says, that Trump guy, he's a coward. He never wants to have strong women around him. Oh, really? You think Melania is a pancake? I don't think so. How about this one? Yep, she's a toughie. This is the representative, I think, from New York. She's certainly not an easy, Here's the young lady that's on the noon show, McEnany. I think that's the governor of North Dakota. And they have a few more faces that some of you may recognize. Pretty face there, huh? Anyway, the New York Post says, say it to their faces, reprobate. That's what New York Post says back to Mark Cuban. This is inside the factory at Tesla. They were talking about, I was watching I did a couple of snaps. Someone was doing a story about, what do you call it, Elon Musk, about his robot that can become your best friend. I told Marilyn, I said, I want one of those. Write it down. So when it comes out in a couple of years, I don't want you to hire one of these Haitian ladies to take care of me. Just get me the robot. I'll teach it what it needs to do. Yeah, I'll sit there. I'll talk to the robot all day. So I don't go crazy. All right. Israeli military official says Israel forces captured senior Hezbollah operative in North Lebanon. They got these Israeli. They're all over the place. So he's pointing. That's where they captured some Hezbollah operative. I wouldn't want to be a Hezbollah anything around with the Israeli army because they are, their secret service is not to be fooled around with. Yeah. The Mossad. I actually financed this is a long time ago. This is 20 years ago, 23 years ago. I financed a gentleman who was Mossad. I should have retained these guys' phone numbers and everything. I just didn't. Because he'd be interesting to have lunch with. I mean, what the heck? I financed everything he did. Yeah, and he did a lot. He bought 5 single-family detached homes in Wellington, somewhere. He bought out a cul-de-sac, most of a cul-de-sac, and built 5 houses on there. He said, "Oh yeah, get one more. I want one for me." I said, "Okay, we'll make it 6." They were $2 million each. Round numbers, $2.5 million, I think, was the budget. 6 times 2.5. That's 5, 10, 15 million. That's what it is. Ooh. Let me see how my mind thinks. I took 2.5 million and put two of them together. That's 5 million, and there's 3 pairs. So 3 times 5 is 15 million. Uh-oh. Yep, that's how I did the math in my little head. So it's 15 million in residential loan, construction loans, all with Massant's signature on it. Personal guarantee, 100% completion and performance, and that was not all. We did 2 or 3 others in a real secluded, what do you call it, condominium building in Miami, just east east of what do you call it, Brickell Avenue. It was on an island all by itself. I think Ivanka. Yeah, I think she lives on that island. Anyway, there's a big condo, like in the front of that island, and then it's surrounded by land where there's several hundred single-family homes could be built on these lots. I think Jared and Ivanka bought either a completed house that was never lived in, or a almost completed house that's never lived in, so you can still change a few things in there. Yeah. Everything in there is 10 or 15 million. 10, 15, 20 million. But remember, Ivanka is with a B, billionaire. Yep. Every one of Trump's kids are billionaires. He's a multi-billionaire, and the kids are probably multi-billionaires by now, 8 years later. Yeah. With, they don't, they notice inflation, but it doesn't bother them because, they got so much money. They got lots of money in their checkbook. It's just the way it is when you're a billionaire. I'm charging my watch over here. Yeah, it's a fast charger. Anyway, so Massant, that's how I got there from this guy. Yeah, he was a Massant guy. I made friends with him. We had marvelous lunches together. Smart guy. He dressed up. He looked like he just walked off the plane from Wall Street. He looked like a Wall Street executive. He was, you hold his arm and shake his hand, and he's solid as a rock. He's like a SEAL team, guy with a sport coat on and a tie and a shirt. And, they always look like $1 million. I looked like about $150. I had nice shoes. I mean, I was a relatively high-paid guy in the bank because I made all the big deals. I just rattled off one guy's 15 million. Yeah, solid financial statement. I checked his background. He says he is what he says he is, so no question there. Yep. I was Royal Trust Bank. It was a $35 billion bank. I was Tony Romeo, myself, Bob Curtis. We were in charge of all the lending in the state of Florida. At least everything over $1 million we had to sign off on. And I became a commercial lender. We make commercial, these magic loans that you make on inventory and receivables and all that. I always called it magic. You got to look at someone's receivables and then, say what it's worth, and then you take 50, 60, 70% of that and, lay out the money, and then hopefully the receivables come in. Yeah, I mean, to me, it's a little bit of magic. Okay, whoops, we want to get rid of that. Because that Marilyn doesn't want anyone talking about her weight. Yeah, we can't talk about her weight. There we go, yeah. She's not happy with her weight, but her weight is marvelous, so I don't know why she's worried. She's always worried about it. Yeah, that's the way that pretty people are always like that. They always think they're not pretty, and they do all these marvelous things to themselves to make them look prettier. Yeah, the ugly ones don't give a shit. You know, whoops, sorry. They don't care. Yeah, I guess they're ugly, and what's the difference? Hose them down, and they're still ugly. You know? The pretty ones, they always think they're not pretty enough, so they do everything they can to make themselves prettier, and as a result, they always look pretty. All right, what do we got going here? Where skills grow and friendships are forgotten. Ooh, that doesn't skate parks. San Francisco skate parks. Well, we're not going there. I'm just looking at the iPad that was on. I'm an iPad Air person. When it comes to MacBook Air, MacBook Air is a MacBook Pro, but it's skinnier. It's a Pro. You know, it's got the Pro software on there. I got the 1 terabyte storage. I got one with 2 terabytes and one with 1 terabyte. I forgot that I got 2 terabytes on the MacBook Pros, MacBook Airs. So one of them is newer, as the I guess the M3 chip. Yeah, it's the last of the runs for the M3 chip, and in several months they'll start manufacturing with the M4 chip. So I got a discount. M3 is good because I don't do anything, that fancy. I mean, it manages. Let's put this a little bit. This guy right here. This is my MacBook Air. It's got a headphone jack over here that goes around. That wire comes around and goes right up into this this blue slider right here. You can't quite see that with the camera. I'll tilt the camera way down and see if you can see it. You can sort of see it. This is my headphone wire. Beautiful sealed. No oxygen in the cable. That's why that copper looks copper. If oxygen got in that cable, it would start to tarnish. Pure copper tarnishes with oxygen. It's an oxygen-free cable. Makes it, and it's a real fine fiber in there. It's braided and all that, because high frequency travels on the surface of the conductors. They found it doesn't go through the middle. So if you had one big fat copper thing in here, the result, with the frequency going through this wire, you would lose some of the high frequency sound. We don't want to lose any of my sound. All right, so we can see the sliders now, right? Yep, you can hear how that, yep. And this is the microphone. Hello. Yeah, this one goes all the way up when I'm, on. This is background microphone. You can hear that. Sure you can. This one we can hear better. That's that one. So if I had a guest, this microphone would go over to the table over there. You see that chair right there? The guest would sit in that chair if I had a guest. I don't have a guest, so we're just gonna tilt this right back here, and you can kind of see a sideways view of Jimmy. And here's my American flag. bend that around. You can see the American flag. I have right there. Yeah, that's a genuine American flag. Made by those wonderful people in South Carolina that are on the TV. Our allegiance. I pledge our allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, to which we stand. OurAllegiance.com. And you can buy a flag. This is, a 2-foot flag by 18-inch or whatever. I think it's a 2-footer, yeah. $55 shipped. Made in America. It's, it is really seriously made for, hurricane winds. I just put it there for now. I'll figure out, I got it wrapped around the little stand I have for that, this camera. I have another camera. It was a camera that was set up remotely to work through the Nest system. And I got a message from Nest saying, all these devices that were made, before, they will no longer work as of April. So as of April, all those cameras went dead. And I had, I got like 3 of them. So they have to be replaced. Yeah, crap. So that'll cost a couple $100. So, what are you gonna do? So anyway, so I got the newest technology, high definition camera. I got to put one in the dining room, looking towards the front door, in case. And if if the camera notices anybody, whoosh, sends me a message. I get it right on my wristwatch, and I get it in my phone saying, someone just entered your place. Yeah. When you get old, you get a little paranoid. We don't want any strangers. So I guess I'll start looking at that mid-month. Yeah. Now this is an interesting picture. Girl creates a spooky Halloween look that is not for the faint of heart. So I guess she's, getting ready. She got a Q-tip there, and she's going to start painting her face with ugliness or scariness. So she looks scary. She looks, her skin looks like 24 years old. And there's skin of someone that's not 24 years old. Let's brighten him up a little bit. Let's just turn up this one right here. Brilliance. Yeah, now we're getting there. All right, we'll say okay. There we go. That looks better. Yep. Not as good as she. That is definitely an Asian look on her eyes. This is definitely European look. That is Donald J. Trump. Yeah, at 77 years old. Sharp as a tack. Yeah. Trump says Liz Cheney wouldn't be such a war hawk if she, and the media is just completely rewriting what he said. All he was saying is these hawks, if they actually went to battle and got shot at a few times, they'd realize and have the head blown off of friends standing right next to them. They wouldn't be such hawks. They'd realize what, when you're out there and the enemy's actually shooting at you, you get to respect, you get to respect the enemy when the guns are being fired at you and the bullets are coming down. Yeah. So there we go. Yeah, perfect. I got a wire that's coming over here, and it kind of goes down there. right up into this magical microphone. Yeah, got a little foam on here, so even if you blow on it, you don't really hear the noise. You don't hear the wind. There's high winds in this apartment. It's just nice to have, because I can be right up against this foam, and the microphone is still a half-inch away, and it gets all those deep tones. You know what I mean? Yeah, so you stay, I'm told from the experts, stay close to that microphone. Don't swallow it, but have it close. And the the person in charge of microphones, we're at 30 dB. See, I can turn that up to 30. So let's go to 36. There we go. Now oh my God, now we're talking turkey. We're going to make sure we stay out of the red zone if I'm this close. Yeah, I got it at 36 dB right now. So the microphone goes right to the top. Yeah. I better turn that down to, let's turn it down to 34. Because we don't want to overmodulate the sucker, because then it'll sound crappy in the actual, this is a Simulcast, I forgot to tell you. It's a Simulcast between Facebook Live, YouTube Live, and Twitter Live, X Live. The handle is, the @ FAU4U. F like Florida, A like Atlantic, FAU like you and me, 4, the number 4, and then another U. FAU4U. How about that for a little signal? I use it in my my web picture thingy, which is 416-1100.com. How about that? So it's exactly like my phone number. 416-1100.com. And you get to see any one of over 400,000 pictures on that website. I've got over 26 million visitors to that site. 26 million page hits. It's like 26, 7, 8, 9, whatever. Getting ready to be 27 million. Yeah. Okay. So, anyway, Trump and Kamala, they've got Sunday, Monday. They got only 2 days to go. This is early, 8:41 a.m. I'm sure Trump is trumping. Here's what my office used to look like. And Marilyn sits on one side of that desk, and I sit on the other side. There's a line drawn right down the middle. I put a piece of tape down, all the way down there. I get this half, you get the other half. That's the way it is. That's the way it is, 50-50 on the desk. It is a 60-inch desk by 48-inch desk. So it's, that's it. So you divide 48 by 2 is 24. So I got 24 inches for my little studio here. So my little studio is 24 inches times 6 feet. You go back another 5 feet. So that's 5, 6, 7. Let's just say 8 feet. 6 times 8. I got 480 square feet. Yep, that's my studio. And there are 3 of us running this little studio. Of course, we have the talent. That's me. And then the other guy is myself, and then the third guy is I. Me, myself, and I. We're running the show here, which means I got to do it all because there isn't anyone else. And because eCam Live, ECAMMLIVE.com, be there or be square, they don't pay me anything. I pay them $20 a month to use their software. It works on a Mac. They don't have it for iPad. I should scream out to them and say, hey, how about making an iPad version of this? That shouldn't be too hard. You go from a Mac to an iPad. It should be easy. One would think. And then I could do remotes. Yeah. So I had the Ecamm Live on an iPad. Oh my lordy. I could run it on this black guy right here. This magical, beautiful. This is the iPad Pro, 13-inch. Yeah. Look at I just slide that. It's unbelievable. Yep. Anyway, so there's my office. The way it looked like when we were in apartment 801. We're in apartment 812 right now, which is 2-bedroom and a den. This is a bedroom, which, 2-bedroom, no den. So this bedroom became our office kind of arrangement, which looks nice. Yeah, we got bookshelves in there. Yeah. We've had those bookshelves since the days in Coral Springs. That was a long time ago. Wow, that date goes back to 65. Yeah. Can you imagine 65? Let's just say 64, 74, 84, 94, 04, 14, 24. That's 60 years ago. We've had that stuff for 60 years. There it is right there. Yeah, right here. Same stuff. Yeah. Yeah, wow. Unbelievable. 60. I really like it. They're all different kinds of doors and yeah. Each box, is like $80. So you say, okay, I'll take 1, 2, 3, 4. I bought 6 of them. 7, 8. We got 8 of them. I got one behind me and a printer on it. She's got one behind her, a printer on that one. Yeah, we got 8 of them. So it's like $500 or $600 investment today. They're like $350 a piece instead of $50. It's 10 times the price over 60 years, I guess. They still make them, I think. I had a friend I met. He actually was a bank customer of mine in Barnett Bank of Miami. How about that? He showed me this unbelievable real estate deal he was doing on Glades Road, west of the Turnpike. Boca Ridge Villas is the name. How about that for a memory? Boca Ridge Villas. It's it was like a townhouse community. I think he had like 4 townhouses, in these little pods. And he had the pods spread all around. He had landscaping all over it. The road would weave through it. It was like a 360 unit little PUD, planned unit development. James F. Lindgren. Jim Lindgren. Lindgren. So he was a bank customer. Then he said, Jimmy, you need to be at World Trust Bank because I know a Bob Curtis who is the best real estate guy in South Florida. He's right up there with D.R. Mead, who owned a big chunk of Southeast Bank. Anyway, so he said, you need to meet Bob Curtis. I've told him about you, and he wants you. Go over and meet him. You can make a deal with him. I'm confident. So I went over and met with him, had lunch with him, I think. Met with the president of the bank for a minute, and then went off with Bob Curtis for lunch. And they made an offer. It was an attractive offer. And met back with Jim Lingren, and Lingren said, you really need to be over there with Bob because he knows what the hell he's doing. Arnold Leiter, he doesn't know his, what with that meat. So I said, all right, I'll do it. So I did it, and I said, so Mr. Curtis, do you want to make me an offer I can't refuse? You always try to have you got to have a levity even when you're in these life-changing moments. So that's exactly what I said to him. And he looked back at me, he was like Dad. He looked just like Dad. You could never, there's no way you're going to get mad at this guy no matter what happens. I knew we were going to be together. He was going to make an offer that would have been okay. And he made an offer which was spectacular. You can join this club, you can join that club, we're going to pay you this, and blah, blah. And, you're subject to bonuses, and, you're going to like it. And you're going to be, me and Tony Romeo are going to be making all the loans around here. And Tony Romeo you're going to like. Yeah, you'll like Tony. I said, all right, let's do it. Make me an offer I can't refuse. So he made me an offer. I said, so you're going to reduce this to writing, or how do you do this with old Jim Lingren? He said, I'll get a hold of Jimmy and we'll figure out how to give you an offer in writing, and it's going to sound like this. So he tells me what it's going to be. I said, all right, I can live with that. And he looks at me. I said, Mr. Curtis, I can live with that. You want me to write it on the napkin here? He said, no, we're good. So we'll get back to you, in a day or so, because we want to make this happen right away. I said, okay, I am ready. I am REDY ready. Where am I going to room? Where are you going to put me? He says, you see that glass office right over there? You're going to be right there. I said, okay. So he took me up to, no, I was already there. I didn't ask what my office was because we didn't have our lunch yet. So I went back up with him to his office, and he said, you're going to be officed right over there, right next to Romeo. The two of you will be, in charge of everything that goes on around here. I said, okay, let's do it. So that's what happened. Oops, sorry, the images went out. I must have, when I get talking, I touch this pad right here and then things start happening. Yeah, there's a third one in there. Let's get rid of that. I don't know what that is. There we go. I do not know what that third one is. It's all black. It's like a camera that doesn't exist. I had a camera that was working, which worked on to my my kitty, Robo Kitty thing, which takes care of the things that cats do when they go to the bathroom, and then it rotates, and this special it's called slide. The special kitty litter rotates around, and then all the kitty manure gets covered with the slide, and then it goes down into a tray. Below, what you're below the rotating doodad. And it takes care of scooping. My doctor said, there's no way you can scoop. You stay away from the kitty box, or else you're going to have, your lungs are going to, not be in very good shape. They're already not in good shape. So, yeah. Anyway, so let's turn the lights down. A little bright in there. There we go. I got all these panels are lit up. You know how it is when you see the control room. There's not a lot of lighting in there. Yeah, well, that's it. I turn the lights down because we have to be able to see the screens. This is not a very complicated situation I got going here because I have my iPad. I'm tricking Ecamm Live into thinking that this iPad is a camera. It's not. It's an iPad. And between the MacBook computer and the Ecamm Live software, they are accepting my iPad as a camera. But it's not a camera. It's an iPad. It's an old iPad. It's a new iPhone, which, yeah, you can see it. Yeah, right through this little triangle view. There you go. That is telling us how much time I've been yakking. And I need to turn the brightness down because there, now you can see it better. 46 minutes I've been talking here. And they really didn't get into any of the news. Oh, there's the head chair. That's Russ Ivey. Nice, good man. He's basically in charge of me. And I am adjunct faculty at FAU for over 20 years, teaching digital photography. Yeah, I do that. That's yesterday's thing. See, today's thing is right there. There you go. See that? Yep. Sunday comes off my calendar on my phone. Marilyn weighs in with me, once a month, and she says, "Don't tell me. I do not want to know what the weight is." She's been losing a few pounds here and there. She's lost a lot of weight, actually. She says, "Wow, looking sharper and sharper as the weight comes off." Yeah. Let's see, what's the name of this restaurant? Mia Rosebud. I cannot remember that. But someone took a picture of the menu and I got it right here. And if you carefully, I'll take a real good picture of it when we finally go there. We haven't been here. But someone else did, and they took the picture of this. Prime steak and chops. This one, chopped wedge salad. Italian specialties. Huh. Look at that. They got pasta, rosebud, spaghetti and meatball. Oh my God. Fettuccine bolognese, linguine with clams. That I want. Yes, sir. Ooh. Yes. I love linguine with clams. Yeah. $30 dinners, huh? Yeah. I think that says 38. All right. That's what I'm going to do. I'm going to get linguine with clam sauce. I love it. Here's the happy hour. Now this one you can read. You should be able to read this. Yeah, I'm reading it. Maryland crab cake, $14. Cheeseburger slider, $8. Spicy crispy chicken slider. Filet mignon slider, $9. Short rib slider, $9. We're going to go to this restaurant. It could be this week. We just need to pick a day and time. I think Marilyn said any evening. Go for it. Oysters, so I'll get back to Bill and see. Anytime's good. Sign us up. Shrimp cocktail, $6. Wow, jumbo shrimp. So you get maybe 2 or 3 of them. Crispy Brussels sprouts, $6. This is the happy hour menu. I like it. Yeah. Spirits. I guess this is Tito's Vodka Spirit, $7. $7 for a cocktail for a glass of Tito's. You know, vodka and soda. That's what I want. All right. We can walk to this restaurant, by the way. Here's the main restaurant again. Now this menu is better. We can read this one. Ensalada. Yeah. There's a zuppa, minestrone. Uh-huh. And 24-ounce Delmonico peas garlic. No. Skirt steak. Oh, I love skirt steak. Oh, my God. $50 skirt steak. I think I'll go back over here to the linguine with the clams. $38. Bend over. Short rib. Zuppa de peste. Soup with fish in it. Mussels, clams, octopussy. Shrimp. Fish of the day. Whatever's left over, we throw it in there and call it zuppa de peste. And Mamma Meatball, $18 if you want it on the side. Sauteed spinach, asparagus. I didn't exactly get the bottom end of the menu because I wanted to make it a square, a rectangular menu. Oh, there it is. Now, yeah, some of the sides got knocked off. That's all right. We're going there in a few days. I'll give you a full report. That's what the part of the bar looks like. You got a TV stuck up there, and you got all the spirits. You got the seating. Looks good. It goes all the way, it's a bigger bar than 3 seats. Here's a picture of one of the dishes. Looks like calamari and all kinds of things in there. With a little... oh, God. Yeah, this guy walked off the set. He got so PO'd at the people that were on the show with him, at the Washington Post. Hugh Hewitt. He just walked off. He unplugged himself and said, "I'm out of here. You will not see me again. Goodbye." So he just walked off the set and quit the Washington Post. He's the only conservative guy in the entire newspaper, and he took a hike. And he is a well-known, really well-known Hugh Hewitt. He's been on some kind of broadcasting for like 50 years. Yeah, you see his hair color is probably 70. So he started when he was 20. It is upright, but yeah, he got all yanked off at the people he was talking to. He says, "Screw this, I'm out of here." And he took a hike. Oh, there's Mr. Trump a long time ago. This Marilyn dressed up as a Barbie, for the Halloween thing. And they visited my good customer. And she is the office manager extraordinaire. I thought she was married. She has no wedding ring on. Her husband dumped her husband. Latin, probably cheated on her. 4 kids later, you know how that works. Oh, look at this. You can see the model there. There's live view. He's walking. Oh, here's another shot. See the people in the background? Yeah, they're walking. I usually turn off the live view because I strongly edited these pictures so it was all lit up and you could see the projections here. Or else it all looked white. So I made it so you could see that there was a projection situation there, and you got the ladies, table of 10, I think, if you count. I went to Maryland. I went to one of these lady luncheons because Maryland was one of the nominees for the outstanding something of the year. I forget outstanding what. Lady of the year. So, it's an important event because there's 1,000 people in this room. Like I think that it was 990. So there are quite a few of these table for tens. If you got 1,000, there's 100 tables in there. Yeah, you got to do the order of magnitude, as they say in the science world. Yeah. 10 times 100 is 1,000. There's 1,000 ladies, so they had 99 tables instead of 100 tables of 10. I heard 990 somewhere, so I'm sticking with it. There she is with some of her girlfriends. The lady in white actually lives down the hall from us. Yeah, she's an 824, I believe. We're an 812, I believe. Yep. She's everywhere. Philanthropic kind of a person. Where there's Marilyn. She's a beauty. She's been a star she's been living with my life for 40 years, 45 years. Long time. What has she got? She took a picture of some palm trees. Yeah. More. Whoop. Coconuts. You can see the Boca Raton flag flying right there below the American flag. These flags are color-coded for the... Whoops. No, we're not going to answer anything. Crap. Oh, here we go. Yeah, there we go. Let's just get out of that altogether and go back to stopwatch where I belong. We've been on the air for 58 minutes. Marilyn's still snapping pictures, so she's still at the beach looking at coconuts. Don't get right underneath it. One of those suckers falls down on you. You're going to have a headache. Yeah, I was just looking at this. You pay $1,300. You get this little box that's about this big, and the whole computer is in this little box. But you got to, connect a keyboard and a monitor, right? And then, the software, the CCAM Live, could be loaded right into this this box. And you got USB-C ports. You got these HDMI plugs that you would plug into the monitor. Comes out of here. And you can go monitor. You could have like 3 or 4 monitors connected up at the same time. This is the RJ55 plug. If you were going to plug into like a phone system or something, that is the power plug. The power supply and everything is built right into this box. You don't have the box. It's just a AC wire. Plugs right in there. Yeah. So they tell you HDMI, Ethernet, Thunderbolt 5, which makes them faster than fast. Roll over the image. We can't do that. So you got all these plugs in the back of it, and you got these plugs in the front of it. And you got that's a headphone jack. There it is. And that's a little pilot light that says you're on. These are USB-C plugs. These are USB-C also, but they're Thunderbolt. They're super duper fast, fabulistic fast. Anyway, with 500 gigabytes of storage, it's $13.99, $1,400. I would want more memory. All right, I got 24 gigabytes. M4 Pro chip. Need more storage there, bro. No, the thing isn't out yet. This is like pre-order. I just did a print screen on here to show you what it looks like. Yeah, so I'm a big fan of the laptop. You open it up and you got everything right in one place, which is what I got here with the MacBook Air. And over here I got my plugs, which you can see. This is this plug with the little dot on it. That's my power plug. It's magnetic. It just clips right on there. And this plug goes to my soundboard, and this plug goes to a multi-port doodad that's tucked underneath here. Yeah, which you can, you see my fingers jiggling it? Yeah. So I don't want to yank it out. Plugged into that is this camera. What else is something? There's a few things. Oh yeah, this iPad that we're looking at, that's plugged into that thing. Yeah. And seems like there's a couple of other things. This is not connected to it. This iPad is offline. I could connect it to it. I probably should, because then I could be. I'll see if I can work that out. So I would need a USB-C to USB-A, because I think that's the open port there. And then I can have this iPad. This would be the power cord, and this one would serve as so it'd be another camera instead of using this one, because the keyboard is all, ready to go on this one. So if I was going to go online and look something up, it's better that I use this one than this one, because there's no keyboard attached or, in any way. So if I went online, the bottom half of the screen comes up as a keyboard. So you'd be able to do whatever you're going to do. And so this is these phones, with this AI stuff, they want to be able to get to this, to Elon Musk's Starlink, because you got all these satellites up there. There are thousands of them. And Apple has made a deal with Elon Musk. For sure it's a multi-million-dollar deal. So that all the Apple people with iPhones can get to Starlink. If there's no Wi-Fi and there's no satellite system because of a storm or something, your phones and your iPads would connect to Starlink. So, without having to do anything. You don't have to be a member or anything. You don't have to pay anything. Because Apple's already paid, so to speak. That would be pretty good. All right, my phone, in the time we've been sitting here, has gone from 38% charge to 100%. So now this is a magnetic band. Bingo, it's on. Password. Pop that in there. There we go. Push that down. I'm going to go to this screen. There we go. Marilyn's car, our Tesla car is at 77% battery. 220, that converts to, we got 225 miles worth of range. And the inside of the car is 89, the outside temperature is 83. Excuse me, so she must be parked in the shade. Because if she was in the sun, that baby would be toasty. You get up to 100 degrees, and then I have, no, I think I have an alarm. I have a trigger set on that, so if it gets past 95 degrees, the car goes into a mode where it'll keep the temperature down. The windows will go down about 3/4 of an inch, and then a fan will go on and blow the hot air out of the body of the car. And if that doesn't work, the windows go up and the air conditioner goes on, and it will bring it down under 95 degrees. The car will not get above 95 degrees. And it sends you messages to tell you to update what the temperature is. Anyway, so Starlink is the next, they're going to be making that very convenient for that to work for you. So if you're out in the boonies somewhere where there's no, you're out on a boat, and you get capsized or something or other, put your phone in a baggie. Yeah, that's what I'm told. If you go on a boat, find yourself a waterproof baggie and put your phone in it, and then put both in your pocket. So in case, of course you take it out of the bag if you're going to take some nice pictures, so forth. But once you're done taking pictures, put it in the baggie, seal up the baggie, put it in your pocket. Put it someplace in your body, on your body, so that if you get thrown overboard, you've got some form of connectivity. Anyway, this is what the story is talking about. Not falling off a boat, but the fact Apple will commit an additional $1.1 billion for upfront infrastructure prepayments to increase the capacity of satellite services. In other words, Global Star today is expanding, of the deal with Apple, where Apple is committing another $1.1 billion so that all its customers, are essentially prepaid to use this service. And, so Elon has to, increase or set aside a certain amount of capacity. I don't know. He's always sending up satellites. So he's setting aside capability because, he's selling, the service business. He's selling accounts all the time to the buying public. You pay $500, you get a gift box with the flat satellite dish. Then they have the Starlink Mini, which just came out, which is hard to get at the moment because it just came out. The antenna is the size of this iPad screen, a small antenna. So it's like, 11 by 13 inches, that's a guess. It's the same size as your iPad, 13-inch diagonal iPad, which is what this guy is. So, connected with the satellite directly with this. And it costs you $100 a month. So they don't give it away. But if you're out in the boonies where there's no hope, you don't even have a telephone in some of these cabins out in the boonies. If they had a telephone wire out there, you could, they could pump the signal through the phone cable, AT&T, or whoever could do that. But they just camp on the same cable that the braided pair uses for a phone. But those cabins out there in the wilderness don't have phones. You got your iPhone, and the only way the iPhone works is through the satellite service because there's no Wi-Fi. when you're out in the middle of frickin' nowhere, you have nothing. But see, now with the satellite service, you can connect. You have 150 megabit per second download speed, and 20 megabit per second upload speed, which is typical for average Wi-Fi service. But remember, it's satellite. It's good enough. It'll work. My Ecamm Live requires 7.9 megabits per second for upload, because this signal is going up through this Ecamm Live business and connecting to iPad. It's connecting to what do you call it? Facebook Live, YouTube Live, and Twitter Live simultaneously. It's a simulcast. It's a trimulcast. Yeah, see, up on the ticker tape on the top, welcome to Jim Wilson's live simulcast. That's it. I've been on the air 11 minutes, 12 seconds. It's Sunday morning at 9:19 a.m., and I've already been on the air for a full hour. This is a special 8 a.m. edition of my simulcast. And I'm talking about, Americans moved out of these states and flocking to other states like Tennessee, Georgia, Tennessee, Texas, and Florida. Tennessee, Texas, and Florida. Alabama's working on it to get rid of their income tax. I think they're down to 3%. But Arkansas, she's Sarah Huckabee Sanders, remember her? She was the press secretary for Trump. Well, she is now the governor, because remember Huckabee Sanders, right? He was governor for 12 years, 10 years, I think. Yeah, 2 4-year terms and a half a term, 2 years, because someone dropped out, got sick, whatever. So he took over as governor, and then he got reelected twice for 2 4 more year terms. Anyway, so Huckabee, that name is well known in Arkansas. And so she's there, and now she's the governor, and she's trying to, scrape the barrel to try to make it so that they don't have an income tax. And then she can be like Texas and Tennessee, to be the 5th state that you could come to from the Northeast or the Northwest or the West, and not have to get, it's bad enough to have an income tax, but to have, a state income tax. 50% of your income is taxed away just because these government officials, don't know how to run the government without taxing everybody. That's been going down through the ages, and I'm talking hundreds and thousands of years and hundreds of years, the people in charge are always trying to take money from the people that, are vulnerable. So this is the voting machine that we use. We voted early. You check in at the front counter, and they hand you this long, skinny piece of paper, and then you feed that in where those arrows are, and it sucks it in. And then on the screen here, your ballot is on there, page by page. you make your choices for president, okay? And you push a button, it checks off next to the candidate that you want to have as president. Top of the list, I believe, was Donald J. Trump, which is who I voted for. And then you page to the next topic, and you get the next item, which could be an amendment, could be you have a senator. Rick Scott is running for re-election, so we voted for him, of course. And we want a Republican down ticket the whole shooting match. So whatever it said REP for Republican, I said okay. And then you got to some judgeships, which that always stumps me because I don't know the judges because I haven't been convicted of anything, and I just don't know anything about the judges. It used to be when I was in the banking business, I'd call my lawyer friends and say, okay, tell me about the judges. Is there anyone here that we need to get rid of because there's a terrible judge? And sometimes I'd get, the skinny on the judges. Lawyers don't like to criticize the judges. I said, hey, look, I'm just trying to find out, which one of these guys are we going to get rid of, and this is how you do it. Anyway, so I didn't know anything about the judges, so I just forget what I did. Anyway, so this express vote is the new fancy way of basically having touch screen, but it's strictly localized. That information doesn't get transmitted anywhere, except it prints the information on your ballot piece of paper that got sucked into this slot, and then it prints it and it comes out of that slot, and then you carry that over to the scanner thing, and they scan that little skinny sucker, and that's how you vote. There you go. You see the paper right there. The visual. You feed it right in there. To begin voting, insert your card. It's a long, skinny piece of paper. And it has room to, for lots of things to vote on, and, whatever your ballot. We got a sample ballot in the mail, a few days ago. Opened it up. That's not it. Anyway, I'll just move that over there. Yep. No, I mean. Yeah. Anyway, I thought you'd like to see that in case you haven't voted yet. You're probably going to be looking at one of these things. Very easy to do. It's all automated. Well, here's a story captured by Real Clear Politics. The top brass of the Secret Service interfered with the Inspector General's assassination probe of the near assassination of candidate Bush. Where, oh my God, where a NATO round out of a rifle zoomed by his head, clipped off a part of his ear. Now you talk about it, and he turned to look at a chart, the chart he loves. It happened to be the immigration chart. And this 21-year-old climbed up on the roof and pulled off 8 shots, killing one person and nearly killing 2 others, and almost got Trump. Missed him by, like 2 or 3 millimeters. Oh, God. Jesus. I don't even know the political process if your candidate gets shot. God, who would oh, God. We don't want to even think about that. And anyway, when the Inspector General went into the Secret Service. Top brass was getting in the way of the IG's inspection of the records and what was going on internally with the reports and the record keeping that is in the files of the Secret Service, or interviewing Secret Service staff. Anyone that had anything to do with what was going on there. And apparently the IG was getting interfered with. So, and they complained. So those complaints got leaked. And then RCP picked it up. Real Clear Politics picked it up. And RCP staff member Susan Crabtree wrote an article. And that's why this this image I put in my little system here, so I could tell you that Trump is surging 1/10 of a point. This is a typical voting situation. People walk in, they hand the user, these people are using the Esri machines, and they take the driver's license and they scan it, the back of it, and then they look at the guy, okay, looks like the same guy. Then they flip the panel over, and then you sign electronically on the thing, and hopefully that matches the signature that's in their records. And if that's okay, then they hand you this ballot thingy. Yeah. This is, that's how that's set up. You can still register to vote. But the same setup arrangement kind of thing is what it looks like when it's time to vote. You got these people sitting over here on the left side of that table, and then you got these people standing on the right side of that table, and they're exchanging information. There's 4 or 5 lines, depending on the size of the polling location. And I don't mean the size of the facility. I mean the number of people that are geographically assigned to this polling location. And anyway, well, there's a typical polling location. You can see the booths that are set up. There's just a tabletop with a little privacy, styrofoam folding thing. Yeah. I ran a polling location. I did it twice. The first time I was a scanner operator. And so I helped people put their ballots in the scanner and then gave them the sticker. I was that guy for 1 year. And then another time, most recently, I was the head person, the clerk, when they had the presidential primary, in South Florida here. There's Elon Musk giving Judy Camara a $1 million check because you signed up for the to register to vote, and then your name went in. So, and then you sent something to this Elon Musk situation, and then you gave them something so that you were like in a lottery of people that were registering to vote. And so she registered to vote, and she put whatever piece of paper was necessary to put in the SWAT, and her name was picked out, and he was giving up $1 million a day from the America PAC. It's a a political PAC in which Elon Musk donates $45 million a month. Can you imagine? In cash, $45 million a month. He pledged to America, and to America PAC. And of course, since he's probably the largest contributor in America PAC, he meets with the trustees of the PAC and says, I want to, the next 8 days, I want to give $1 million a day for those that, that register and become part of our lottery system. 1 million, that's it. She got it. Yep. Oh, here we're looking at Spain. With the floods. Remember the floods? All these vehicles, were basically floating down, the areas of the, like the valleys where the water will accumulate and rush towards, the rivers or the ponds or the ocean ways. Because when you're in a mountainous area, you got all this water that's accumulating, and it doesn't go straight down. It comes down and goes sideways. Because when it hits these hillsides, it absorbs to the point where then the water, if you get 18 inches of rain, the first 3 inches of rain totally saturate everything. And then the next 14 inches of the rain, hits the surface of the mountain and then goes down the valley. And look at all these cars that got picked up by the water, and they all got dumped, into the spot where it narrowed down, and the cars got trapped in that area as the water was rushing down through this little village thing. You can just see part of the village up in the upper corner of that picture, and the left and right, the top left and right of this picture, you can see just a tiny bit of see right there, there's a building, and we go all the way over here, there is some kind of a building right here, and see Gerardo's. So this is in Spain. Yeah, torrential rains. It's been going on a long time, Team Trump is buying into RFK Jr.'s vaccine stuff. So he's going to be in charge of health. He's going to run the health part of the government. There's the machine again. There's that. There's where I got my flag. You can see just in the top edge here. There's a piece of the flag. See right there. It's right up. I got it right around my the back end of the Rodecaster Pro. My soundboard. Yep. There's that attractive-looking blonde lady that we see all the time on the advertising, and I got a bunch of allegiance to our flag. Yeah, $55 for a 2-foot flag. And you step up to 3 foot by something, and it's $85. I'll have to ask Marilyn if she wants to get a bigger one and put it on that wall right there. Yeah, just pin it right on the wall with a stapler. It would look good. Oh, I looked at, there was I'm bad. This is Omron. the company that makes these blood pressure thingies. This right here, you plug in, it does blood sugar, blood pressure. Look at this, blood sugar, uric acid, heart rate, blood pressure, and blood oxygen. And you just stick your finger in this thing. And that's it. So, I mean, they had this thing. You buy one, you get you buy two, you three. And I bought one. Let's give it a try. Got my order number, so I'll get a package, in a month or two, and it'll have that little sucker in there. And there's my order number. Jesus, look at all those numbers. Your order confirmation email will be sent to you. Well, this is it. In case you can't find it in the mailbox, please check your spam, junk, promotion mail folder. I don't have such a folder. We have received your order, and we are sending an email to make sure we can contact you. I don't want you to contact me. Just send the stupid thing, or cancel the order. You watch these things, and my God, I gotta have one of those. Since I have a blood sugar issue, that's a pretty convenient item. And if you go out of town, just to push that in your, put that little sucker in your carry-on, so that you can stick your finger in there, morning and nighttime, and make sure everything is copacetic. Yep. I'm sharing my medical information with Daniel, number 4 son, and Marilyn. So all the medical stuff that goes through my systems, they will get a copy of it, and they can look at it or not. FAU study found dramatic drop in U.S. youth of marijuana from 2011 to 2021. A drop. Oh, that's interesting. There's some kind of a thingy that they're growing marijuana hydroponically, it looks like. And this lady has green fingernails. So she's all right. Recreational pot amendment has supposedly just enough support to pass. The governor has been going on TV saying, "No, I don't like it," but it got on the ballot, and it needs a 60% vote, and whoever was doing the polling says they have it by a whisker. I don't know how they know that, but the University of North Florida's Public Opinion Research Lab found that it has 66%. I voted for it for one reason. I don't want the police or anyone locking anybody up because they got marijuana on their possession. And right now, they treat marijuana like they would heroin. They're treating it like a class 1 drug. That's ridiculous. Not in this day and age. And if the usage is dropping, fine. But I had a kid, number 3 son. We got 3 sons and 1 daughter. But anyway, the number 3 child, who's a son, number 2 child was a daughter. Number 1 child is a son. And the number 4 child is a son. Anyway, number 3 son, which is not the 3rd son, it's the 3rd kid, got pulled over, and it was like a half an ounce of something in there. in one of the places where you keep a drink in a car. And they just searched his car until they found something. And that's not even legal, but he didn't know how to stop it. He's 20-year-old or something or other. So then he had to go through, God, 2 years worth of, it was better than going to jail. But, there's a lot of stuff, and you had to drive him there because he couldn't drive, oh boy. It was a mess. It loused up your life for a while, and it cost money because you were constantly going back and forth in court, and I had a very friendly attorney, like a family friend kind of a thing. So he took care of my stuff and took care of one of our number 3 son's problem. But it was a mess. There we go. There's Scott. He's a hard-working senator. He's considered one of the hardest working, involved senators. Some of these guys sit back and don't do anything, and some senators are, active. They do a lot. All right, we have a couple of disturbances to keep an eye on, even this late in the hurricane season. All right, I think we're done. So it's 9:45, and I've been on for an hour and 37 minutes. My voice is getting... Make a little sip of tea. So I'll turn up the music for about 25 seconds. I guess, well, what we're supposed to do... Tell the top from the bottom. I guess we go this way. Oops. So we're supposed to put on the day and make that full screen. And then we'll see you tomorrow morning. Bye-bye.